The chemicals in this innocent food are slowly poisoning you, and you have no idea. It's approved for consumption in the UK and the US. It's in every Tesco, Sainsbury's, Walmart, and corner shop across Britain and America. But what you probably didn't know, that for most of Europe, it is banned. I've worked with hundreds of clients dealing with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and inflammation. And here is what I've found. In Western countries, 60% of our daily calories now come from ultra-processed foods, absolutely loaded with additives. But the shocking part is a recent study shows that 13 to 14% of all early deaths are now directly attributed to consuming these processed foods. That's 124,000 preventable deaths every single year in the US alone, from food that we think is normal. So if you want to understand which everyday foods are destroying your health from the inside out, watch this video to the end. Today, I'm going to walk you through the toxins hiding in your kitchen right now, the ones I'd point out instantly if I was there with you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Adam, and this is where we dig into detox, wellness, and what it actually takes to build lasting health. So let's start with what's probably sitting in your pantry right now. Most of my clients had no idea they were consuming titanium oxide daily. Titanium oxide is also known as E171. It's the same ingredient used in sunscreen and white paint. It's added to foods purely for cosmetic reasons, to make the colors brighter, to create a more glossy, appealing look. Literally, that's the only reason. These are found in products like Skittles, M&Ms, cake frosting, powdered donuts, mozzarella cheese, Mentos, chewing gum, and most packaged baked goods. So what is really interesting that in 2021, the European Food Safety Authority concluded titanium oxide can no longer be considered safe as a food additive due to concerns about DNA damage and potential cancer risk. The entire European Union banned it in August 2022. But in the UK and the US, still completely legal. Now, this really hit home for me when I was working with a woman in her, I think, mid-30s who came to me with gut inflammation. Now, at the time, she thought she had everything locked down. She was doing organic everything, so organic yogurts, whole grain breads, the cleanest protein bar snack. She'd cleaned everything up, and she still couldn't work out why her gut was giving her so much issues. But when I got her to do a food audit on what exactly she was putting into her body, because you cannot trust anything with an ingredients list today, and she soon realized that there were 12 products she was consuming daily that contained titanium oxide. Yes, 12. And by simply removing these foods from her diet, within 3 weeks, her digestion improved by around 70%. Now, yes, we did all the other healing and sealing gut protocols, of course, but removing those foods improved her digestion hugely. So the question is, what can you do to avoid this? Firstly, just read the labels. So look for titanium oxide, for E171, or simply the term artificial colors. They're very sneaky how they put these things in our food. Also choose products with natural colorings like beetroot powder, turmeric, spirulina, and anything that basically sounds healthy. Now, the craziest thing about this next chemical is pretty much everyone comes in contact with it every single day, and they don't know how much it impacts their brain function. I've seen countless clients struggle with mood swings and concentration issues, not realizing their breakfast cereal was the culprit. Artificial food dyes like Red 40 and Yellow 5 are petroleum-derived chemicals that have been linked to hyperactivity and worsened ADHD. Now, we're seeing symptoms rising in both children and adults today for these conditions. These food dyes are found in products like brightly colored cereals, candy bars, sports drinks, flavored yogurts, and some cake mixes. Now, the California Office for Environmental Health Hazard Assessment released a comprehensive 2021 report, and it concluded that artificial food dyes cause hyperactivity and neurobehavioral problems. About 8% of people with ADHD show significant behavioral worsening when they consume these dyes. And here's something really interesting. RFK Jr. and the FDA announced in 2024 a plan to phase out 8 petroleum-based artificial food dyes from the US food supply by 2025. So they've only got a couple of months left. What's great is they're finally acknowledging what the Europeans figured out years ago. So think of it like this. Imagine your brain is a finely tuned sports engine. These artificial food dyes are like putting diesel fuel into a petrol engine. Listen, it might run for a while, but eventually it's going to splutter, misfire, and break down. So what can you do to avoid these dyes? Switch to foods colored with natural ingredients. Look for products using fruit or vegetable extracts, and better yet, choose foods that don't need artificial coloring in the first place. By the way, if you're serious about removing these toxins out of your body, grab my 10 detox starter tips below. It's completely free and it breaks down all of the steps you need to start detoxifying your body today. You can grab it in the description below. Next, I want to talk about a chemical that's keeping your food fresh whilst quietly fueling low-grade inflammation in your body at the same time. So BHA and BHT, no, I'm not going to pronounce them for you, are synthetic antioxidants that are used to prevent oil from going rancid. Now, clients would come to me with unexplained fatigue and hormonal issues whilst unknowingly consuming these chemicals every day. They're classified as possible carcinogens and endocrine disruptors, which are not great for your hormones. These foods are found in products like breakfast cereals, packaged snacks, crackers, processed meats, chewing gum, and even some healthy granola bars. And of course, you guessed it, the European Union has banned or severely restricted these preservatives due to the cancer concerns. And yet, they're still widely used in America and in British processed foods. Listen, I get it. I appreciate that all of these chemicals are everywhere. But actually, all it takes is making some foundational changes to the way you do certain things and certain products that you buy to avoid these chemicals. And the good news is, if you like your breakfast cereals and your snacks, personally, I'm not a fan, but if you like them, there are literally loads of healthier challenger brands that you can buy from places like Whole Food or online. And today, there's also loads listed on Amazon as healthier alternatives. Yes, they are a little bit more expensive, but they avoid all of these different chemicals. Really, the key is you just got to make the effort to go out and source them. You're not going to get these products at your local corner shop. So when you leave the house with foods that you want to have as a snack, you really got to be prepared. You got to buy it in advance and take it with you rather than just buying stuff on the go. So basically, making smarter choices today is absolutely doable when you just plan ahead. So how can we avoid these chemicals in particular? Personally, I'd focus on choosing products preserved with natural alternatives like vitamin E. That would be labeled as tocopherols, or you can do rosemary extract or ascorbic acid. Or better yet, make your own, make it from fresh. Bit of effort required, but when you start making your own snacks, it's a game changer. Now, here's where it really gets interesting. This next ingredient is in products people think are helping them lose weight. So artificial sweeteners, the main one being aspartame, are not healthy sugar alternatives that pretty much they are always being marketed as. Now, these synthetic chemicals disrupt your gut microbiome, they alter glucose metabolism, and they cause a whole host of inflammation throughout your body. And listen, I've worked with individuals who couldn't understand why they had liver problems despite avoiding all sugar. They got it all out of their diet until they eliminated these diet-based products. So artificial sweeteners like aspartame are found in our diet pop drinks, and sugar-free gums. They're found in protein powders, sugar-free candy, and most low-calorie processed foods. A major 2025 study of over 120,000 people found that artificially sweetened beverages significantly increase the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And trust me, it's more common today than you think. And it was even with moderate consumption. So just 1 can per day was linked to higher liver-related mortality. So this scenario really hit it home for me. I was working with a young mum and she'd gone to the doctor and found that she had early signs of fatty liver disease. Now, what was really interesting, she was super clean on her eating. She had a Western A Price style diet. However, her one vice was Diet Coke. She loved it and thought it was a better choice because it wasn't the regular Coke and it had obviously no sugar in it. On a bad day, she was drinking 2 to 3 cans a day. And she thought it was okay because it was the one vice that she didn't let go of. So when she heard this news about having fatty liver, she got serious and completely eliminated the diet drink from her life, alongside some of the detox protocols that I gave her to implement. The good news is she was able to reverse her fatty liver completely within 6 months. The funny thing is, we think these alternative health products are better for us, but it actually turns out they're a lot worse for us. So what is my approach to avoiding natural sweeteners? Listen, if you're craving something sweet, have a natural sweetener like raw honey. Just 1/4 teaspoon, very satisfying. Now, here's something that blew my mind when I first learned it. This chemical is in something you probably eat every single day. Potassium bromate is added to flour to make the bread rise higher. It's classified as a possible human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. And again, a lot of my clients were consuming this unknowingly because it's added to a lot of whole grain breads. So this is found in packaged bread rolls, in baked goods, and even in some artisanal breads that don't label it properly. Potassium bromate has been banned in the European Union, in Canada, and even in China due to cancer concerns. And of course, you're seeing the pattern. American and British bakeries still use it regularly. And the worst part is it's not even listed on the ingredients label because it's considered as a processing aid. Now, the biggest mistake I see people make is assuming organic means bromate free. So you want to aim to buy organic bread or bread specifically labeled bromate free. Or better yet, find a local bakery that uses traditional methods, or you can go to a farmer's market and ask them how do they make their breads and what ingredients do they use. But trust me, making your own bread is so much fun. Just give a Google on how to make sourdough bread, get yourself a starter and give it a go. Now, this final chemical will make you never look at a yoga mat the same way again. Azodicarbonamide is found in yoga mats, but it's also used as a dough conditioner to make the bread softer and more elastic. So that bouncy feeling you get on your yoga mat, it's also in your bread. And when this chemical is heated, it breaks down into compounds linked to respiratory issues and potential cancer risk. It's found in products like packaged bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns, pizza dough, and processed baked goods. This substance is banned as a food additive throughout the European Union due to its safety concerns. Who knew the European Union was so bloody safe? I mean, I should know, I now live in Portugal. And again, the same pattern persists. These chemicals are approved in America and in the UK. And what's really interesting, companies like Subway have already removed this from their bread after public pressure, not regulatory action. So a big part of healing yourself and detoxifying is also healing your gut. And one of the things that you have to move temporarily is grains. And it's not only because of the geo-modified grains that cause a whole host of issues to our digestion, but all of the different chemicals I've told you about in this video cause absolute mayhem for your digestive system. Because as you've probably figured out, it's not just one chemical. It's the cumulative effect of all of these toxins working together that create the perfect storm and inflammation and dysfunction in your body. So if you're looking to do some healing, I would avoid grains altogether if you can. But if you're going to have bread because you enjoy eating it, I would go for the artisanal bakeries, organic breads, and sourdough bread. And the main thing, make your own. These man-made chemicals are lipophilic, meaning they love to stay in fat and they trap themselves there in your fat tissues and in your organs. So if you want to know where to start on getting these things out of you, download my 10 detox starter tips today. It gives you all the different action points that are really easy to implement. The things I wish I knew when I was starting my health journey. So check it out, link in the description. And if you want to learn about the raw materials your body needs to detox them out successfully, then you can watch this video right here.